Louisiana Beer Reviews, Wasatch Pumpkin. And this is the new Wasatch Pumpkin, okay? This is a seasonal ale brewed with pumpkin and spices. They use Liberty hops, some kind of pale malt, they don't say. 5% alcohol, 10 IBUs. They put that on the can. That's very convenient. All companies ought to do it. I'm not saying that should be a regulation, of course. I don't support those kind of things, but I think it should be a practice. But anyway, tastes like spice, caramel, and smooth. I don't know how it can taste smooth, but might feel smooth. Brewed with pure pumpkin and the finest barley. This amber-hued ale is spiced like your favorite holiday pie, and is sure to please. Can we pour you a slice? And then the can says, 12 ounces of unfiltered beer, 355 milliliters. Wasatch Brewery, established in 1986, Salt Lake City, Utah. Enjoy by December 27, 2021. Well, we're within the date. Doesn't have a long date, a shelf life on it, but we're within the recommended tasting period. Oh, it's very orange coming out the can. Now, why do I say this is a new one? Well, there are video reviews for Wasatch Pumpkin, but it's the old recipe, and I have a couple of videos for that too. Look at this thick, off-white head of foam, and this orange appearance. Orange like the cat that's crying outside the window on this warm, humid morning. Doing a beer review. So when I first reviewed this many years ago, it was 8 years ago, I think. It was 4% alcohol. Okay. IBUs were low also, but it was 4%. Now it's up to 5. Now Untapped has it listed at 4.8, but it's clearly 5%. The can says so, and the website says so. Cans and draft, I don't think they make bottles. They used to sell it in bottles with the old Wasatch label design, which was paintings, and it was a pumpkin. It was a nice painting of a pumpkin. Now they've gone to this different look, which is not a bad look. Orange and other different shades of orange with white. I like it. All right, do miss the bottles. I miss a lot of those old pumpkin beers. I'd like to go back and look and see which ones I've done. I did the Post Road. That was a really good pumpkin beer. Southampton pumpkin from Long Island. But I think those were all like around 4%. At the highest 4.4. Now they're coming in with Imperials at 6.7 and so forth. And 10% from Shipyard, you know, the smashed pumpkin, which we see sometimes around here. Smells like pumpkin, gourd, pulp, pumpkin pie spices, and pale malt. I was going to say something. It's a fizzy head. Let's see what I was going to say. Shipyard, smashed pumpkin. Oh, the price. I remember now. $9.49 for the 6-pack. $9.49 for the 6-pack. So it's nice. The head is not going to retain, and it's going to leave very little to no lacing, as you would expect with these flavored malt beverages. This is what they are. Whether they macro or craft, they always have that same thing. They don't retain any head of foam or lacing. We did the Black O-Lantern. That's changed over the years, but I couldn't understand. We were complaining about it, and I think I know why. And it's the same thing with this one. The main flavor you get is pumpkin pulp, which is sort of a dead or neutral flavor. And I'm noticing that here. It's like Wasatch said, look, let's not do like these other companies and overspice the beer. And it just tastes like pumpkin pie spices. Let's let people get the pumpkin. fine, but the problem with pumpkin is it's kind of flavorless, so that's why people add the spices. And that's what this one tastes like. Pale malt, tap water, and not much else. Let's see, we'll try to examine this better. A low medium body at the highest. So the heaviest this is low medium. This is rather watery. The finish is rather dry. Sweetness scale, it's low. Sweetness will be around 1 out of 5. True story. 1 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's not a sweet beer at all. And pumpkin's not really. Bitterness units, 1 out of 5 hop cones. So that's telling you about the flavor level. 1 and 1. 1 out of 5 sugar cubes, 1 out of 5 hop cones. This is the first video review for this modern, current version in the world. Because I checked and nobody had reviews for the 5% raw. And it might have just changed this year. I was looking at a review from 3 years ago and it was still 4% then. So this is a new thing. They don't really talk about that on the website like we change it. It's just, here it is. This is what's happening right now. I'm going to do a swish and pour. Maybe the spice is settled down. Faint to the highest level of pumpkin pie spices with this is low. And you could almost say no pumpkin spices. It's very strange. It was in the initial aroma. Remember, it came bursting out the can, and then the foam, you had the pumpkin spice. But now, they're saying Liberty hops, but you know, it's a low level of that. Get a little spice in the nose. There's a touch of it in the flavor. No like pie crust or anything like that. It's smooth, I guess. Water is smooth. So, caramel. Amber-hued, yes. Caramel. Spice. Spice like your favorite holiday pie. Look, I eat pumpkin pies and they've got a lot more spice than this. And they're not even like super spiced, but this is almost like flavorless. We weren't thrilled with the Black-o'-lantern, and I'm even less impressed with this. It doesn't have much flavor. There's no bad flavors. There just isn't any flavor. So unfortunately, and I was looking forward to it because I paid $9.49 for the 6-pack. This ale is not too good. It isn't good. I'm going to go with a C-, 70 out of 100. 7 out of 10. So there's 30 units missing on this. You know what I'm saying? There's 30% doesn't exist. That should be there. You know, at least 20%. Come on, you pay $9.49 for a 6-pack. You should get into a 90 at least. At the worst case, 88 out of 100. And that wouldn't be a good score for that price, really. I don't know what to say except it's a C-. So it's low average, not into the D range, which would just be plain bad, because you can't say it tastes bad because it doesn't have flavor. But you know, water doesn't taste bad typically, unless it's got a lot of sulfur in it. So yeah. Now you might say, well, you always reviewing these macro beers, macro flavored malt beverages like, say, Mike's Hard. That's a 5%. Well, let's stick with the 5%. Mike's Hard, Black Cherry, Mike's Hard, Lemonade, Mike's Hard. They're all supposed to be lemonade, but they're all this flavor. Mike's, What else do they have? Strawberry, etc. And some of the Smirnoff are 5.7. It depends on the Smirnoff. A lot of them be 4.5, and then some will be 5.7. The 4.5s will say flavored beer, and then if it's like 5.4, 5.7, or whatever, it'll say flavored malt liquor. But those have a lot more flavor, and they're almost always natural flavors anyway. This is natural pumpkin, but they'll say a natural cherry flavor, natural strawberry flavor, natural lemon flavor, and so on, or lime flavor. The Ritas, now those are knockouts. Those are 8%. So, but those have gone mostly to natural flavors. They used to be a lot of artificial, but and I was trying to get more into pure cane sugar and natural flavor and coloring their beers with vegetable juice instead of food coloring, which I like. This is colored with the pumpkin. And so if you get Mike's Hard or the Smirnoff Ice, the original, or the black ice and all, they'll either have no food coloring or they will say with artificial color. It'd be like, well, you know, you put food coloring in cake frosting, or icing as people call it. So that's the real difference with those. Usually your craft beers will have natural color, and the macros might, if you say cheat, and use food coloring. But they're getting away from that. But the practical case is, do they have a lot more flavor? And they do. All of the Mikes, all of the Smirnoffs have a whole lot more flavor than this, and they're a whole lot cheaper, because I can get a 12 pack. And then you got the really low alcohol Seagram's Escapes, which apparently is, from what I can tell, is the most popular of any of those. And they're always coming out with new flavors. Constant. They got the Polynesian line. Then they'll have the fall line, and then this and that. They're all 3.2, very low alcohol. I see people buying those just nonstop. But they have a lot more flavor. And you can get a 12 pack of Mike's Hard. Some stores that have a special $12.99. So why would I pay $9.49 for a 6-pack of nothing? Tastes like nothing when I can get those other ones. I'm not a real flavored beer person anyway, so I'm going to just economize and buy the best value. So this one is not working. Sorry. So enough rant and raving. People say you're getting agitated. I'm not agitated. I'd have bought a single if I could have gotten one, but nobody, and I mean nobody, had singles. First of all, nobody had it. Bethurns had a 6-pack. I didn't see any other stores carrying a Wasatch, Black O-Lantern, or this. And I went to a number of stores. So I bought this at Bethurns and yesterday, and I had it cooled down really nice, and it ain't happening. So it's a tragic kingdom, and Gwen Stefani needs. So anyway, yikes. So a C-, not good in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I'm going to end this fiasco by saying, I guess you could go to Salt Lake City and tour Wasatch Brewery. I'm curious to look. I'm going to go look at their website. I want to see what other beers they've got. I mean, I know a bunch of them already, but I want to see their whole lineup, or at least what they're showing. You know, these beer companies will show you what they want to show you, and then they make 20 others that they don't bother showing. But anyway, a washout. And the Black Lantern is much better at this time, and it's not even really that good. So there you go. That's it. Thanks for watching this video production. Sorry I couldn't say better things, but it is what it is. And I got 5 left to drink. Woo woo.